supreme understanding. I'm at the Atlanta Dollar Tree, one of probably 1,000 dollar stores in Atlanta, one of probably 1,000 Dollar Trees, which is one of them dollar stores that actually sells things for actually $1, So we're gonna talk about health since we're talking about the Hood Health Handbook, that's what we're doing right now. I'm in the little cosmetic, aisle, and look at some of these products, We'll talk about this baby shampoo right here. So this is the new thing the companies are doing. What they do is they take like one of them popular natural ingredients like chamomile, right? They take a natural ingredient that's getting popular now, and they sell that to you. So this for your baby. It's baby shampoos with chamomile. But then when you look at the ingredients, you got the only natural ingredient in there is water. Really, the chamomile is all the way at the bottom. And when you got a list of ingredients, the least used things are the ones at the end. The most used things are the ones in the beginning. So that means water is the main ingredient here. Then after that, you got things nobody can even pronounce. Coca, middle, propyl, betaine. The propyl lets you know that it's related to what? Like, if I'm correct, it's related to alcohol. Then you got sodium lauryl sulfate, which is another ingredient that's related to alcohol. You got all these other, you got preservatives, polysorbate 20. You got distearate, which typically means it's made from animal ingredients. And then you got benzyl alcohol. It's mostly alcohol. Man, don't let your baby drink that. Your baby be tore up and drunk. So then we're going to go to another. Okay, here we go. We got bedtime baby cream with lavender, right? And they got vitamin A, B5, and E. That's a new thing too. Like, they promote nutrients. Like, you ain't gonna get the nutrients out the food, so they just put it in like little products and they put on the label to entice you, right? So that you thinking you get some aloe vera. But look, first ingredient, okay, we got water. Then we got mineral oil. Then we got glycerin, which is probably from a pig. They make glycerin and gelatin from pig bones. Then you got glycerol stearate, which from a pig. You got more alcohol. You got some beeswax, whoop-de-doo. Then you got more preservatives. You got more chemicals. They got some aloe in there somewhere. Then they got retinol palmitate, where it says vitamin A. Now, vitamin A is known as either retinol or beta-carotene, depending on what the source is. When it comes from a plant, it's called beta-carotene. When it comes from an animal, typically a pig, it's called retinol or retinol, right? So with that, what these products is just leftover piece of animal. What they do is they go to the factory, the slaughterhouses, and the slaughterhouses basically auction off whatever their scraps and leftovers are. So if they got a gang of just pig blood or bone, they sell that, and the cosmetic companies use it. Now, don't think that it's just a dollar store. You find that in any cosmetic company. So let's keep going. Let's see what else we can find. Oh no, of course we we gotta have something to get our hair blonde. They got the Z in there to let you know it's just for you. Let's see. What else might they sell for just $1? They got acne cream for $1. Just plain alcohol and glycerin. Don't we see something common? Propylene glycol again. And they got some wax in there too. Propylparaben. Oh, they got, I wouldn't be surprised if they got some condoms here. I don't know if I'm going to go all the way in them aisles. I'm just going to keep it relatively brief. We'll see if we can find the food, see if we can find where the expiration dates is. We might hit the jackpot. We might find something that actually ain't expired yet. Now, we ain't going to go here in the little snack aisle because we know that those things are so filled with preservatives that their expiration dates, man, they could really sit on the shelf, for a year or more, maybe 2 years. So those, we ain't even no point in looking at those. What else can we look? They got a gang of stuff in here. See, I came in here looking for some crayons. Even though they do have them cheap crayons. You can get good stuff here, you can get stuff that you need, party supplies and all that. When you ain't trying to spend no money, I ain't knocking the dollar store. I do wonder how you can get this much water for $1. I do wonder about that. I wonder, man, what kind of spring is this? But you look it up, you find out about the science behind what they mean by that spring. It ain't what you think they mean. So, you can get stuff like this. This is cool, you know what I mean? Like, especially if you ain't gonna have no babies licking on it, man. You have your kids licking on this stuff, man. They're gonna have some lead, melamine, titanium dioxide, that's in all the, candy and products that's coming out the dollar store. Like, what it is the stuff that China tried to sell to another store or large distributor in the U.S. that got rejected because it couldn't meet the standards. It gets sent back to China, then they'll send it back to the U.S. again in a different box with like a different label to a different shady like Dulo type distributor, and it'll end up in a place like this, or to end up here because other stores couldn't sell it, or they just didn't want to sell it. Like, they were just like, okay, either it was A, recalled, B, expired, or C, discontinued. So that's how they get rid of this stuff. But if it's like, hey, if it's like you just need a cheap wire cutter, hey, get you a wire cutter. I can't necessarily guarantee that little stain fighter is gonna work. I mean, but you can get some things that you need, like a mesh bag. You need a mesh bag for your laundry. Hey, ain't nothing wrong getting for $1. Door stopper, get that. It's $1. But when it comes to certain other things, you better think twice. Especially you're gonna put it in your face, in your mouth. I don't care what you do with your animals. I ain't no animal activist. I mean, I ain't for killing animals, but I'm for saving the people. And if we gonna talk about what's a more important cause, you already know which one I'ma ride with. Don't even get me on that. Killer Mike said, you want to save the planet, save us, damn it. I'm trying not to cuss. We got kids around. I'm trying not to be too loud and offensive, I'm trying to be respectful. I do like these little toys they got, I do be getting these out to kids and stuff like that, but then even with these, you got to be careful what they got on them. Like, really? You gonna get your kids this? Do you have any idea? See, there ain't nothing on this box that says it conforms to the lead standards. See, there's certain things like, okay, here we go, conforms to ASTM D4236. That means it conforms to certain standards about like lead and other chemicals that you can't have in children's products. This right here, do you see anything? See, this is distributed by Greenbrier International, but it's made in China. I ain't knocking anything that's made in China, but what it means is China might not have been able to get into Walmart. The company might not have been able to get into Walmart, so then they had to send it again, and then they just, hey, Greenbrier International is willing to take it. Look, you let your kids put these in their mouth, you a fool. I mean, I'm just being real. I will go through the little meat aisle, but that's where all the kids is at. I ain't trying to be, ruin their little day, I ain't trying to ruin their day. I just ain't trying to look like no lunatic. Basically, man, if you gonna buy some meat out the dollar store, any meat product, go into that little freezer, really, homie, you just need to kill yourself now. Like, really? Like, you gonna get meat for $1? Just like you gonna get a 99-cent burger? Like, what are you thinking? Like, how good for you could you possibly think that could be? I could understand if you don't really value your health that much, but damn, homie, you like a step away from smoking crack. But like this, that's a good investment. Get your little brain bundle hustle for $1. That's a good investment. American flag, I don't know if it's worth that much, but there's some good things and good deals in here. But in terms of what you're gonna put on your body, on your face, to your baby, in your mouth, like for you to eat, and you better think twice before you shop in the dollar store. Hood Health 2010.